Sawadee Krap, I'm JP Mestanza. It's December 10th. Welcome to Phuket Extra, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. Visitors to Thailand coming on yachts or other boats can get an extra 30-day extension when applying for a special tourist visa, and they must quarantine for 14 days on their vessel before stepping on dry Thai land. The Royal Thai Navy 3rd Area Command here in Phuket, which is overseeing all boat arrivals here on the island, they reported yesterday that there are currently 6 yachts with a whopping 9 people on board observing the 14-day quarantine moored off Phuket's east coast, and health officers are testing all arrivals for COVID-19. This protection measure is applied to all vessels arriving in Phuket. This comes as the cabinet in Bangkok approved the extension for arriving yachts to apply for STV entry yesterday. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Public prosecutors now insist they cannot proceed with the indictment of Red Bull Scion Vorayut boss Uvidya, part of the Red Bull family, on drug charges for allegedly having cocaine in his system during the 2012 hit-and-run case, saying they are duty-bound to wait until police actually arrest him and bring him to trial. A deputy spokesman for the Office of the Attorney General, the OAG, updated the media on Wednesday on the OAG's progress in handling the high-profile case. The pursuit of justice in this case, which claimed the life of police officer Wichiang Klampraset, resumed in September after the OAG decided to indict Vorayut on 2 charges: reckless driving causing death and cocaine use, citing fresh evidence and new witnesses. Let's bring you back up to speed with this case. As Boss Red Bull, as he's known, he drove his Ferrari into a Bangkok police officer in September 2012, allegedly high on cocaine. The officer was dragged on the street and died. Boss Red Bull, an heir to Thailand's second richest family, he never spent one day in jail and has skipped multiple summonses to appear in court over the years, finally fleeing just a few years ago in 2017, although photographed and seen around the world enjoying Formula One races and partying. Earlier this year, the Deputy Attorney General inexplicably dropped the harshest charge of reckless driving causing death, the statute of limitations of which had yet to expire until 7 years from now. It was a massive backlash, and after that, the OAG tried to save face with several investigations started by the police, the OAG themselves, and even the Prime Minister got involved, before fresh charges were suddenly laid. Still, no sign of Boss Red Bull, and here we are today, not one day in jail for the heir of Thailand's second richest family for killing a police officer. Meanwhile, the Bangkok Post cited a source from the National Anti-Corruption Commission, saying the NACC and the Anti-Money Laundering Office, AMLO, are working together to determine if there had been payments made to people linked to the mishandling of the Red Bull Scion case. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. 8 years in jail, that's how much 7 cops in Yala province in the deep south of Thailand were handed by their provincial court yesterday after they were found guilty of extorting money from a drug dealer and selling that guy's meth to the local youth in the province. All 7 cops were part of Yala's Special Operations Unit and were charged last year for demanding 100,000 baht from just one drug dealer who had 200 Yaba meth pills on him at the time. The Bangkok Post reports that the dealer gave them half, 50,000 baht, as a down payment, and the cops seized the drugs, with some keeping it for their own use and selling the rest to local youth down in the deep south. For more on this, visit thephuket.news.com. Phuket Extra will be right back after this. Welcome back to Phuket Extra. For flouting COVID-19 prevention measures, a popular nightclub on Sukhumvit's Soi 11 in Bangkok was raided by officials early this morning, and about 150 clubgoers were reportedly arrested. Officials from the Department of Provincial Administration's Law Enforcement Operations Center and Territorial Defense Volunteers, they raided the popular Insanity nightclub on Sukhumvit Soi 11 in Bangkok after complaints from locals there who feared that it may be a place where coronavirus disease was being spread, according to the Bangkok Post. Reports say that the raid took place early Thursday morning, and all of the patrons at the club at the time men and women, were made to give urine samples to authorities to test for drugs, with some testing positive. Officials, they say that none of the COVID-19 measures were being followed, and they allegedly discovered that the club had no permit, along with other violations, and the director of the DPA Center said that, coupled with allegations of staying open beyond legal hours, could mean that the club faces a possible 5-year closure. Local police did not perform this raid. These are officials from the Department of Administration's Law Enforcement Operations Center, who are under the Interior Ministry, not Royal Thai Police, and they did this raid along with Territorial Defense volunteers. When asked to comment on the raid, the Deputy Chief of the Metropolitan Police Bureau in Bangkok, who are under the Royal Thai Police, they say they will set up a fact-finding panel to investigate how the club has been allowed to operate. And when asked whether local cops would face transfers in the wake of the raid, as the club operated under their watch, police said the panel would look into whether they demanded money or had been negligent in their duty. UK-based Winning Moves, who have a license under Hasbro, they say they're creating a Phuket edition of the famous board game Monopoly and are asking suggestions from the public on which locations in Phuket people would like to see featured in the game. The company says that the game will be sold exclusively through local businesses in Phuket from August next year, and that the game itself will be color-themed in different sets, from tourism to culture, shopping to business, to the most iconic attractions. No doubt Big Buddha will be there. Suggestions for locations to include in the Phuket edition of Monopoly, they could be sent via email to phuket@winningmoves.co.uk, as well as the Phuket Monopoly Facebook page. 18 new COVID-19 cases reported by the government today, including another nurse who was reportedly infected in Bangkok, while the rest are all people who recently arrived from abroad. The new total for the nation is 4,169, with 93% of total patients recovered. It's been 35 days since Thailand's last COVID-19 related death. Thank you for watching Phuket Extra today, brought to you by pvcphuket.com. For safe, secure, and soundproof windows, visit pvcphuket.com. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to $20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment, offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.